Hello, Chrissy.
Welcome to the show. Thank you so much for coming on. So, very important topic to discuss. Yes. But can you tell us a bit more about what stigma actually is?
Yes, stigma is defined as an unfair mark of disapproval. It might be against a person, it might be a group of people, and it tends to be related to when we were all in communities and tribes, and whilst we could all live in harmony and in peace and accept each other, often there'll be a lot of competition. Okay. The best way of beating that competition would be to have an in-group and an out-group. If you weren't part of the in-group, then that would be something that made you part of the out-group, and unfortunately that would be something which maybe you couldn't control. It might be ethnicity, it might be gender, and then it can be other things like how much money you earn or whether you're wearing the right shoes. And those things can sometimes make one group or one person feel better about themselves just by criticising you for that particular thing. Dear. So it's very unfair, and it's a form of disapproval, and it's a real shame.
How does stigma actually affect others, though?
It affects us in a lot of different ways, but the main way is isolation. It's hard enough to make friends anyway. And if you don't know how people are going to respond to you, you're not sure, are they going to treat me weirdly because of something that might be wrong with me, or the way I look, or the way I sound or dress, then you might isolate yourself even further. Also, it might be people actually being nasty to you because they want to put you into that particular out group. So that isolation can lead to further problems, anxiety, depression, suicidal thoughts, all of those mental health issues that can just exacerbate. Research, unfortunately, has shown that, especially when it comes to mental health stigma, if somebody does undergo all that bullying or all of those negativity feelings, then it can actually, A, stop them seeking help in the first place because they don't want to admit anything, and B, it can send them into relapse. So they may go through therapy, or they may go through something which helps them, and then suddenly they're right back where they started. So that's a real shame too. So it does affect us in a lot of different ways, and the worst thing is it then has repercussions as well.
In your opinion, what can be done about it? Can anything be done?
There's a few things that we can do ourselves. If we are in a position where perhaps we have a disorder that has been stigmatised, it's just remembering, times will change, and it does take time, but talk about it, let people know about it. Often stigma happens because of ignorance and fear, not necessarily because of maliciousness. So if we continue to raise awareness, stand your ground. Try and use facts and figures to back up what you're saying and why you should be taken seriously. Keep raising awareness. There's now some wonderful campaigns. There's the Times Change campaign, which is based in the UK. And there's also things like, there's an autism bus where actually if you go onto the bus, you can experience what it's like. And that can actually make us feel a little bit more compassion. And that's really important. There's, I think it's an MS cafe. So again, everything's done where things are nailed to the floor. So you actually begin to feel how heavy the body sensation is when you go and sit in there. So again, that hopefully suggests acceptance.
Very clever, isn't it?
It's wonderful because learning about it firsthand helps us show compassion. And with that, it's important to model acceptance. If we can bring up a new generation of people who are open, who are accepting, who don't sit there and say, I must be better than you, or I must put you down in order to feel good about myself. If we can bring up the new future leaders to say, well, I'm okay, you're okay, you like this, I like that, but that's okay too, that would be wonderful. Children generally aren't born with that feeling of dislike against somebody. They have to learn that. So if we model acceptance, if we model compassion, then that will be passed on to other people.
Okay, Bryn, Audrey, thank you so much.
Pleasure.
And we shall see you again next time.
Yes.